My dad is kind of like a crab, hard on the outside, soft on the inside. I don't think he would ever admit that though. If I called him soft to his face, he'd probably deny it immediately. Growing up, he always had these rules that sounded completely non negotiable. You know how parents are. They don't say things like their opinions, they say them like their laws. One of the biggest ones was if you ever get somebody pregnant, you're out of the house. No hesitation, no maybe, just you're out. And when you're younger, you believe stuff like that. Because, I mean, why wouldn't you? That's your dad. He says it enough times that eventually you stop thinking of it as a threat and start thinking of it as something that's guaranteed to happen. But I never questioned it. I wasn't sitting there thinking, he probably doesn't mean it. In my head, that was just how the future worked. It's kind of funny how parents accidentally shape the way you picture your entire life. They'll say one sentence when you're 14, and somehow you're still carrying it around years later. Then life happened. I got somebody pregnant, and I remember thinking, well, I guess this is it. Not because I wanted to leave, but because in my head, the decision had already been made years ago. He made the rule and I broke the rule. That's how this is supposed to go. Except it didn't. I'm still here, my girlfriend's here, my son's here, and for a while, that almost confused me more than if he'd actually kicked me out. Because when you've spent years expecting one outcome, your brain doesn't immediately know what to do with a different one. Sometimes I think parents don't realize how different a situation feels once it stops being hypothetical. It's easy to imagine what you'd do. It's a lot harder when it's your own kid standing right in front of you. Because suddenly it isn't about making a point anymore. It's about dealing with reality. And reality is usually a lot messier than the speeches we make about it. Don't get me wrong, my dad didn't suddenly become this super emotional person. He didn't hug me and tell me everything was going to be okay. He didn't sit me down for one of those movie scenes where the dad suddenly says everything he's been feeling for 20 years. That's just not him. He's never been the type to sit me down and say, I'm proud of you, or give some emotional speech. That's just not who he is. Instead, he'll ask if we need anything. He'll carry stuff without saying a word. He'll complain the entire time he's helping around the house. He'll act like it's the biggest inconvenience in the world. And then he'll do it anyway. I think that's just his way of caring. It's honestly kind of funny. Some people say I love you. Some dads fix your broken fan. Some people tell that they're proud of you. Some dads ask if you've eaten, then immediately pretend they weren't worried. It's like they speak a completely different language. You don't really notice it when you're younger. You're waiting for them to say the words, but then one day you realize maybe that was never how they were going to say it. Maybe carrying the groceries without being asked, driving you somewhere without complaining too much, making sure there's food in the house, checking if anyone needs anything before they leave. Maybe those were the words, just in a different language. I don't know if it's a dad thing or just his personality, but some people are really bad at saying how they feel, so they show it instead. Sometimes I wonder if that's where I got it from, because even now, if someone asked me if my dad loves me, I'd probably say yes without even thinking. Not because he tells me, because of everything he does that he probably doesn't even realize he's doing. It's funny, because when you're a kid, you think your parents have everything figured out. Then you get older, and realize they're kind of making it up as they go. They have these big rules, big speeches, these absolute promises about what they do, until life actually puts them in that situation. And sometimes they surprise you. I still think my dad's like a crab. Hard shell, soft inside. He just makes you work a little harder to notice it. Honestly, I don't think he'd want it any other way.